Conspiracy of Paul McCartney.
This theory ensures that the label would have replaced McCartney with the winner of the Beatles double contest named William Campbell.
The secret story of the surprising theory that the Beatles died decades ago.
It's very likely that you have ever heard about that macabre theory that ensures that the Paul McCartney we know is an imposter and that the real Paul is dead. Paul is dead or Pete. Supposedly, this fake Paul was the result of macabre plan by the record company or the government to perpetuate the success of the Liverpool quartet following the accidental death of the real leader Anson Gray in a car accident on November 9, and the year is 1966. Some conspiracy theorists are that about the death of John Lennon in 1980 and that the George Harrison in 2001 are directly linked to their alleged attempts to make the truth about this case public.
Today, my partner and I will talk to you about some clues on the albums which make this one of the most interesting theories and which continues to give us what on the album The Butcher. The blurry cover represents the brutality of the accident in which Paul died. Another clue on this cover is the head that John shows next to Paul, which means that Paul was beheaded in the accident.
On the cover of the Revolver album, Paul is the only Beatle one doesn't look straight ahead. This man, the rest will never consider you one of them. In the song Tomorrow Never Knows, there is a part that say play the game existence to the end. Very clear reference to Paul. The title of the song is taken from the Tibetan Book of Death.
On the cover of the album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, we see many references to Paul's death, both on the back of the cover and on the main cover. The yellow flowers are inside the case of a bass, the instrument that Paul played. There are 3 sticks on the top of the bass, representing that now there are only 3 Beatles left. Below the letter T is the Hindu god Shiva the Destroyer. His hand is pointing directly at Paul. Paul has a black instrument in his hand, while the rest of the band have instruments of another color. Black is associated with death. An open hand is seen above Paul's head. According to Indian tradition, that happens to people who are going to die or have recently died. The hand above his head will appear more often. This was the first album with Apple Records and the first album in which the group wrote their name as Beatles inside of the Beatles, as if to say that they are no longer complete and now they are no longer the Beatles and are only Beatles. If a mirror is placed on the drum right over the words Lonely Hearts to cut them in half so that the reflection points towards to the top of the record. When reading the combined part of the record on the mirror, it says 111 X he died. 111, the repetition of the number 1 plus the word 1 adds up to 3. Another reference to the remaining 3 Beatles. The X represents Paul since he's not in the band. The words he died have a line between them that points directly to Paul.
In the background of the same album, we can see the following reference. In the photography, we see that Paul is on his back. It's nice. He really is know who he seems to be. In the head of Paul appear the words we hit you, because he really is not. George's thumbs point to the letters. Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock, the time of Paul's death.
Finally, we will talk about the cover of the album, Abbey Road. The photo represents a funeral procession with John the preacher dressed in white, Ringo as the mourner in black, George as the gravedigger in war clothes, and Paul as the descendant. Paul's eyes are closed because he's dead. Paul advances with the front foot, while the other Beatles do it with the left. The other Beatles do not allow William Campbell to appear the same as them. Paul smokes with his right hand, but he is left-handed, which shows us that the one in the photo is not Paul, it is William.
The car in the background seems to be going directly against Paul, representing a traffic accident. The license plate of the battle on the left is 28 IF. I mean, Paul will be 28 IF. He will alive. This same license plate began with LMW, which stands for Linda McCartney Waits, Linda McCartney Hopes. This case is very similar to many that have been occurring in Mexico, such as Juan Gabriel, Jose at some point, Jenny Rivera, Pedro Infante, Valentín Elizalde, and many other artists in Mexico. In my point of view, this may be with the intention of giving a position to the artist within the medium and to be able to make an impact on his interest audience.
I get into theories a lot. For example, I start to investigate the whole case of Lady D. I search the internet, I watch documentaries, I look up for notes on the internet, I read blogs on the subjects, etc. And this case of Paul McCartney caught my attention. The truth was, I have no idea until my mom told me a little about the theory, and from there I start to investigate. I spent an afternoon trying to understand what happened. The truth is, I cannot say that is true, but it's something very interesting. Analyzing the record, song, and the person, whether it's true or not, I am very interested in this story. Also, Paul McCartney already said that he's not dead, but will it be the real one or an impostor? I don't know, and I think we'll never know.